Lancers have come all the way here to play the Abilene Christian Wildcats. And Kendra, we're getting late in the season. It's getting towards that postseason WAC tournament, and both these teams look in tournament, but one is a little bit more comfortable than the other.
Certainly for Abilene Christian, they're sitting at 7th in the WAC standings. A series win today gives them a little bit of cushion with just 8 teams making that postseason conference tournament, a tournament they narrowly missed out on last year.
And you talk about missing out narrowly. You need to be playing right at this time of year. ACU's trying to do that as well as they can. What do you think about that? Head
coach Abigail Farler told me this team was wildly inconsistent at the beginning of the year. Now they've hammered out some of those kinks. She thinks they're peaking at the right time.
And you talk about peaking at the right time. California Baptist, early this season, the WAC poll didn't favor them too well. Here they are, second in the conference, Kendra. They're looking solid coming late in the season.
California Baptist sitting 2nd in the WAC standing, so they've likely secured a spot in the postseason. Now they're fighting for the bye through that single elimination part of the tournament. Top 4 teams make it immediately into the double elimination part of the WAC postseason tournament.
So Kendra, sunny Friday afternoon here on Senior Weekend in Abilene. All the conference play coming out of these last 2 weekends, and here we are. We've got it here on ESPN+. And the pitch. Outside, ball 2. .87 degrees here in Abilene, Texas. Wind blowing out the west-southwest area. Pushing kind of towards in the first base line here. And the 2-2. Right down the middle, she struck her out. What a beautiful pitch up the middle from Lena Russo. Strikeout number 71 on the year for her.
Pitcher Lena Russo doing a great job getting that confidence early, striking out the batter. Always good to get the momentum and have your defense settle in a little bit, have some confidence rolling in.
Absolutely. Priscilla Estrada stepping in now, the shortstop for the Lancers. 287 the average for her this year. Taking a look here at Lena Russo, the right-hander for Abilene Christian, 4.49 ERA this season, Kendra.
But she leads the team in strikeouts, 70 on the season. She's a player that has a great changeup, keeps teams off balance. Despite at this point in the season teams having film on her, she's still able to get it done inside the circle.
Transfer from Ball State on the mound for the Wildcats. Already found herself here in another 0-2 count. And Russo deals. Inside, that hit her off the knee, and we got a runner on first now. With Estrada headed to first, Kayla Lyon going to come in now, the catcher for the Lancers.
Next up for the Lancers, number 15, Kayla
Lyon leads the WAC in doubles this season, 4th in RBI.
Lions having an incredible year, according to head coach Mike Smith. Puts up great power numbers. She's been a huge factor. Leads the team with 18 doubles on the year.
Pickoff attempt at first will not be in time.
Gets there back in time. Junior Priscilla Estrada. Very good at reading the game, getting herself back to base.
Here in a 2-0 count now to Lyon. Talking about her .391, the batting average this season. Outstanding numbers all around for her so far. Here with 1 out and a runner on first. Russo deals. Up the middle for a strike. Good comeback pitch there and back in the count now. Two and one. Russo looks in and deals. That one in there low in the zone for a strike. 2-2 now the count. Kendra, very quickly, Lena Russo has worked her way back into this count, now down 2-0.
She's a player that just continues to get better and better every weekend. We're seeing a lot more consistency from her down this final stretch. You're seeing that early on in this first inning.
This one shot over and into center field, a base hit, runners on first and second now. Olivia Marble turns that one back in for ACU.
Does a great job connecting with the edge of the bat, loops it over the top to be able to go into the gap. A nice first base hit there.
The offense, or the defense, pardon me, for ACU. Katrin Hoffman in left field, Olivia Marble in center, and Emma Rote in right field. Miranda Lista at third base, Skyland Paget at shortstop, Katie Bennett, the second baseman, Sammy Sheelander, at first base, and the battery is Avery Mylock, and back on the mound is Lena Russo. 2 runners on now for CBU. Kalina Burns now, the cleanup hitter, takes a whiff at that one for a strike. 1-1 now the count.
A huge key for California Baptist is timely hitting. Coach Smith said the biggest issue during the year is that they left too many runners on bases. So now that they have 2 in position, 1 in scoring position, it's a good opportunity here for Burns.
One shot at first, but foul. Good fielding opportunity there by Sammy Sheelander. But that one will be a short strike 2. Taking a look at this batting order for the Lancers. Borkowski, Estrada, Lyon, the first 3. Burns, who's batting right now, Penberthy, Soto, Severance, Martinez, and Russell Millen rounds out the lineup. A pretty potent offense this year for CBU as that one goes by, and there's going to be free bases right there for 2 runners, both in scoring position now, Kendra.
Certainly, this is a great opportunity for California Baptist to get some runs on early, give themselves a little bit of confidence, as everyone knows it's tough going into a hostile environment, and that was a big key for head coach Mike Smith.
Pitch right there on the ground and fielded. Throw back home to get the out at home. She will be safe. Run on the board already for the Lancers on a quick play right there. The throw in time, Estrada comes in and scores, and the Lancers are on the board, Kendra.
Give credit to Kate Penberthy for setting this up. She knew exactly where she needed to place that ball to give Estrada a good amount of time to be able to get to the base and score an early run for the Lancers.
Conversation happening now with head coach Mike Smith and home plate umpire Rocky Barnhill. Not quite sure the demeanor of this conversation. Penberthy is the batter, maybe a substitute on deck. No, that is Soto on deck, so we're not quite sure what the conversation is there. But the run scores either way. Runner on third now. And the pitch, that one on the ground and fielded at first. There will be no throw back home as no one will head home. So Sammy Sheelander with the unassisted out at first gets the second out of the inning.
Great work by Lena Russo. She has such a diverse arsenal in pitching. She's able to keep batters off balance, and you saw that right here.
Pitch in there for a strike. Soto, the batter for the Lancers this season, .270 the average. However, batting .368 with runners in scoring position. Very favorable at bat for her here with 2 outs in just the top of the first inning here in Abilene, Texas. The pitch, that one outside for a ball. It's a 1-1 count.
It's good to see Sydney Soto back in the lineup. Last week on Friday, she made a great catch, woke up with a little stiffness in her knee, wasn't able to play on Saturday, but Coach Smith says she's good to go and happy to have her back in the lineup.
1-1 pitch. Up the middle, a good strike right there for Lena Russo. So far in this inning, just 1 hit in 1 run. Fielder's choice scored that run. The 1-2 pitch. She struck her out. That ends the inning. Lena Russo strikes out 2, but the Lancers strike early and get a run on the board. We'll be back in just a minute from Abilene, Texas. On the mound for the Lancers. Taking a look at her, the sophomore out of Bakersfield, California, Kendra.
Right-handed pitcher Presley Hosick is a fearless competitor with the second lowest ERA in the WAC at 2.49. Leads the Lancers with 50 strikeouts on the year. She's got an arsenal of pitchers, including a great changeup, curveball, and has a velocity topping out around 67 miles an hour.
And you talk about that pretty effective pitching this season from the Lancers, a team that I would say that's a very favorable aspect of their arsenal that they've gotten. This team already 1 run on the board here in the bottom of the first from Polly Wells Field. The first pitch of the bottom of the first is outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, up the middle, shot off the glove. That one's in foul territory. Running to first and safe is Katie Bennett. Didn't even get a chance to introduce her, Kendra. She's on base already with one off the glove of the first baseman.
Yep. Leadoff hitter Katie Bennett is 3rd in the WAC in batting average at .431. She's a dynamic hitter. She can bunt, slap, and power hit. And if she's on base, which she's already gotten, she's quick. Look for her to make some moves and steal some bases.
Former Texas A&M Commerce Lion playing for ACU now. Pitch right there is going to be a ball. Marble the batter now for ACU. 383 the average for her, 990 OPS this season. Really good numbers from her. Drops one down. This one looking like it's going to be dangerous. Throw over to first. They got her. Very good fielding effort from Presley Hosick. We talked about the pitches. Well, let's talk about the defense right here.
California Baptist doing a great job on defense. They're so smooth. They don't make a lot of errors defensively, according to head coach Mike Smith. So when they're on, they are certainly on.
That was Kate Pinberth, actually. They came over and made the play on that one. Kind of tricked me up. So, runner on second. First pitch right there. Outside and away to Shelander, the ACU first baseman. 341 the average for her this season. Runners in scoring position. She's batting 348, Kendra. This ACU defense, this ACU offense, pardon me, they like to do a pretty good job. That one is cracked out in the center field. Going back is Sydney Soto. She's there to make the catch. The tag at second, and the throw in will not be in time, and that advances Bennett over to third. So ACU now just a few feet away from tying.
Bennett, you saw the speed there. She reads the play very well, takes her time, and is able to speed quickly over to third base. Now she's in a great position to tie the game up for the Wildcats here in this first inning.
And you talk about that great opportunity. Here's Avery Mylock, the cleanup hitter for ACU, the veteran player for ACU, gets under one and pops it up to the right side. Maya Martinez going back. She makes the catch. No, it's off the wall. That's going to score a run. Headed to third is Mylock. Here she comes. She is safe. An RBI triple for Avery Mylock, and the Wildcats have tied it here in the first inning.
What a swing by Avery Mylock there. She's got some power. You see it right there. Might have lost the ball in the sun there as it just kind of hit off of the wall, putting California Baptist in great position, tying it up 1-1 at the bottom of the first.
Well, Kendra, they talk about the California sun. That West Texas sun will eat you up. Anyone who's ever played here knows that. So 1 run on the board for ACU now. We're all tied up, and you got Avery Mylock over at third now. Emma Rote now the batter, the right fielder, batting .309 this season for the Wildcats. Already working out of a 1-0 count here. And Hosick's pitch is swung on and missed. A really good pitch there, Kendra, from Hosick.
Hosick is such a versatile pitcher. She's not afraid to go inside. She works up and down in the box as well. She's going to keep batters off their toes. It's going to be hard to predict what she's coming next.
1-1 pitch. That one is shot over and foul. Looked like it had the chance to be fair, but was not. ACU, very offensive-minded team. We've already seen that so far. 2 outs now in the inning, though. Avery Mylock so far the difference maker. The pitch. One is low. A very solid take right there for Rote. Only walked 5 times this season. Hosick's 2-2 pitch. She struck her out. Got her with some off-speed action. That ends the inning, but the damage is done. ACU ties it up at 1 apiece. We'll be here in the second inning. Stick with us. on ESPN+. One inning already in the books here in Abilene, Texas. Coy Oslin, Kendra Sheehan here, and you talk about the keys to the game, Kendra. We've seen a lot of electricity already. Talk about ACU's keys to the game.
For the Wildcats, they're going to have to shut down the next batter. If they give up a hit, don't let that spiral into two. And it's also energy. String those hits together, bounce off of each other, and keep that momentum rolling. For California Baptist, it's pitching well at their home, on the road as well. Timely hitting as well. The biggest issue this season early on is they left too many batters on bases. Opportunity to string some hits together here in the second inning.
And you talk about that they already did that in that last inning as a bunt attempt there does not go. It's the designated player, Maddie Severns, stepping in now for the Lancers. This season, Severns, .346, the batting average. She's batting .333 out of the leadoff spot, Kendra. That's a really solid number to have, especially when you can lead off an inning. A lot of fireworks already. Russo's pitch on the ground but fielded cleanly. The throw over to first will be in time for the first out of the inning. Good job by Miranda Lista over at third base fielding, Kendra.
Certainly, the infield has done a great job early on for the Wildcats. They have a little bit of advantage playing in an all-turf field. California Baptist doesn't have an all-turf field, so they're used to fielding balls and the bounce that a turf field gives off.
And you talk about that. You get some weird choppers on these fields, these turf fields. That one high for ball one. Can always eat up an infielder, but a good fielding job there by ACU gets the first out of this inning. The batter now, Maya Martinez, the right fielder. .257 the average for her this year. And the 1-0 pitch is low for ball two. Martinez has walked 6 times this season to 9 strikeouts. Someone who really likes to get contact with the ball when she goes up to the plate. Be a 2-0 pitch. Oh, it's in there for a strike. That's a good comeback pitch there, Kendra, to get back in the count.
A really great changeup from Russo. Really caught Martinez off balance there. Was able to earn a critical strikeout there.
2-1 pitch. That one's in there for a strike. She's back in at 2 strikes and 2 balls. Now a pitcher's count and 1 strike away here from a big strikeout in this inning. Russo the sign, winds and deals. That one is a strikeout, low in the zone. She fooled her with some action low and away, and there's a strikeout, another one for Lena Russo.
Russo, at just a junior, is such a veteran. She's pitched over 101 innings this season alone, has become such a dynamic player, continues to get better and better each and every series.
One high for ball one. So 2 outs here in the inning. This 1-1 ball game. Big bat here. 1-0, that one fouled straight back at us. Wanted to take the glass with it there for a second.
That hit right in front of us. She leads her team in hits by pitch this year with 10. Not necessarily a category that you want to lead, but she's a tough player out there. She's not going to quit. She's not an easy out.
And the pitch right there is outside for ball two. Malaki Russell Millen, that is the batter. Watching a 2-1 count now. In there for a strike. What an inning we've seen so far of pitching from Lena Russo, that is. Looked very solid here in this inning.
It's first year with the program, and she's had such an impressive career over at Ball State. Last year, she was second team All-MAC, freshman pitcher of the year. She actually pitched Ball State's first ever perfect game.
When going over and will be well foul. It'll be a very long retry on the 2-2 count now. Russo this season, opponent batting average .306 with 2 outs in an inning. 1 strike away from getting out of this one. It'll be another try at the 2-2. Russo winds and deals. That one on the ground to first and fielded cleanly by Sammy Shelander. She taps the bag, and that's the inning. A shutdown inning for Lena Russo. We're headed to the bottom of the second inning on ESPN+. Welcome back to Abilene, Texas. Taking a look at the Lancers defense. Borkowski in left, Soto in center, Martinez in right, Penberthy as third baseman, Estrada at shortstop, Russell Millen is at second, Burns at first, and Kayla Lyon is a part of the battery today for the Lancers. Here in a 1-1 ball game, middle of the second inning, Coy Osling, Kendra Sheehan.
This is what California Baptist has worked on all week. So the Lancers only have a turf outfield, Abilene Christian in this facility, all turf. So they've been practicing taking ground balls on the turf in the outfield to prepare their infielders better for what they're going to see this weekend.
And Kendra, when you mentioned that here in the top of this inning, I was really thinking about that. That is something that I don't think a lot of people who aren't around college athletics don't experience a lot. These turf fields can really eat up those bouncing balls, those choppers you'll see. These infielders have to be on top of their game in this one. Pitch outside is going to be a ball to Riley White, designated player today for the Wildcats. White watching the 1-0 pitch here. Hossack's pitch is low for ball 2. White this season batting .308, .415 slugging this year though. Leads off an inning very well at .333. Pure on-base hitter, 20 hits for her this year. And shoots that one foul past head coach Abigail Farler. And will be a very long strike 1.
For White, this is her senior year. It's her 4th year with the program. And Coach Farler couldn't say enough good things about what White has done. She does a great job with RBI and bringing batters in. This time she has the opportunity to be the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the second.
Shoots that one foul again. Trying to work that left side of the field, Kendra. Talking about it, someone that can pitch also for ACU. Very solid bat also as well. Talking about head coach Abigail Farler. 78-138 her record at ACU. Former head coach at NAIA Corbin University in Salem. 120-44 was her record there. That one is shot by White over into right field, and it is arcing, and it is a foul ball. 3 foul balls in a row for White.
Credit to White for staying with this. Hossack isn't easy to go up against. She's going to change up what she does. White gets a piece of that one to stay alive.
You can talk about it, Kendra. This is probably the most competitive at-bat we've seen so far today. These two going back and forth here. 3 foul balls in a row. 2-2 pitch. That one chopped foul. We're going to go for 4.
Seniors were recognized prior to today's game, so this is their final series at home. Coach Farler said her seniors wanted to go out a bang one last time.
Oh, absolutely. You got to think that these names have been here quite a while. 2-2 pitch. That one chopped over to third and fielded cleanly by Penberthy. Over to first in time is Kaylina Burns, and we've got the first out of this inning.
We've seen it already a couple times, but Penberthy doing such a great job moving off the base, makes the throw to first, an easy out there for the Lancers.
So a long at bat here, and now 1 out in the inning. Katrin Hoffman, the batter now. Pitch to her is low for ball one. Hoffman this season, 247 the average, 827 OPS for her. Talk about ACU, they're really good at hitting the doubles. They like to do that. 10 for her this year. One low for ball two.
You mentioned the doubles. They broke the single season double record for Abilene Christian last week at the series, and so you factor in they still have 2 conference matchups to go. She said they're way ahead of schedule.
2-0 pitch from Hoffman. That one is in there for a striker. To Hoffman, that is. So far in this game, Presley Hosick 1 1/3 innings, 2 hits and 1 earned run and a strikeout for her. Of course, that big triple for Avery Mylock was a big part of that, as that one is ripped over and fouled.
You mentioned Avery Mylock and what she's been able to do, because Coach had said that, you know, she is that power hitter. It's her senior weekend, and Coach Mike Smith was hoping for a big weekend. She certainly delivered there.
1-1 pitch, or pardon me, 2-2 pitch, that is low for a ball. It'll be a full count now. Miranda Lista on deck right now for the Wildcats. She's waiting here and now. Hoffman, the batter, 10 walks this season. The 3-2 pitch, she thought it was a ball, but no, it's a strikeout. Rocky Barnhill, the home plate umpire, is going to call that one a strike, and there's 2 outs in the inning now, Kendra.
Credit to what Hosick has been able to do in this inning. Not only does she have that great changeup, curveball, whatever you need, she has a fast pitch. She can top out around 66, 67 miles an hour.
That was a tough one to hit, Kendra. That one looked difficult. Hoffman took, and it was a strikeout. First pitch here to Lista is low and away for ball one. Lista 141, the average this year. 78 at-bats for those numbers, 11 hits. Watching the 1-0 pitch, and gets under that one and shoots it over to third. Fielded by Penberthy and over to first, and Burns is there for the out. The 5-3 putout ends the inning. Nothing for ACU, nothing for California Baptist in the second. We're headed to the third on ESPN. Welcome back to Abilene, Texas. 1-1 game here. Coy Oslin and Kendra Sheehan here in the booth. Pardon me on that. To be Borkowski, Estrada, and Lyon in the inning here for the Lancers. So far in this ball game, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors for the Lancers. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors for the Wildcats. Sunny and 87 here in Abilene, Texas. And Borkowski watches first pitch and fakes and does not make any contact. That will be ball one. Talking about Marissa Borkowski entering the game, a 17-game hit streak this year. Her longest of the year so far, trying to work for 18 here. Struck out looking back in the first. Fakes at that one, and it'll be strike one.
Borkowski is such a dynamic hitter. She leads her team in almost every category. Batting average, 150 at-bats, 31 runs, 60 hits. On top of that, she's 4th in the WAC in her batting average, 400.
1-1 pitch. That one's chopped foul off the plate. And it'll be a 1-2 count now. Just a difficult pitch to hit on the inside, Kendra.
Absolutely. Lena Russo knew what she was doing with that one. Was able to catch Borkowski standing a little bit inside and was able to get that one.
Lena Russo, the 1-2 pitch. On the ground over to short, fielded cleanly, and on to first in time, the 6-3 putout. What a play by pardon me, the ACU shortstop, Skylar Pageant.
That's a great out for Lena Russo as well as Paget to get Borkowski off the board. She's so fast also. Once she gets on base, she's one to look out for.
Estrada stepping in now, the shortstop for the Lancers, watches one and fouls that one straight back for strike one. Estrada got on and came around on a hit by pitch in the first inning. came around, scored her 29th run of the year. Now working out of that 0-1 count. Russo deals. And that one is inside for ball one.
Estrada's a smart player. She knows when to swing. She set the Division I hits record last year at CBU with 69. This year she's got 41 already on the year.
Yeah, Kendra, the ideal two-hole hitter. She watches one up the middle. It's shot over to short, fielded quickly and back onto first. Skylar Pageant again getting some work over to Sammy Shelander, that is, for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, clips that one, is able to get, the infielder is able to get there for the easy out.
And Kendra, those are always tough. You've got to run those out even if you don't want to. If you tip one off, you got to go for it, especially in softball.
You never know what can happen, especially with the sun and the turf field.
Lyon gets that one and rips it into right field, but in time is Emma Roach. She makes the snag. 3 up, 3 down. We're headed to the bottom of the third here on ESPN+. Welcome back to Abilene, Texas, where it is 1-1 here, Kendra. It's been really exciting, this ball game so far. Presley Hosick on the mound there for the Lancers. Talking about her 2 innings pitch for her, 2 hits, 1 earned run, but hey, 2 strikeouts. She's kind of found that groove after that rough first inning.
Certainly, and that was one of the things that head coach Mike Smith had talked about. It's always tough to pitch on the road, and so settling in early, it seems like she's done that after the first inning, and now expect to see her do what she does best, and that's dominate inside the circle.
Absolutely, and you talked about that in your keys to the game for CBU. They've done a pretty good job that last inning. We're going to see what Hosick can bring to the rest of this ACU order, and then back to the top be Pageant, Bennett, and Marble. Under that one is Pageant. She shoots it over to left field. Borkowski coming over and makes the snag in foul territory for the quick first out. Not a lot of time to talk about Skylar Pageant. She gets under that one, shoots it over to left field.
Great communication for California Baptist in the outfield. Borkowski coming over with the sun. It is challenging, but she's able to call her other teammates off, make the play, earn the out.
Those big effort plays can go a long way, Kendra. You like to see those late in the season. Pitch right there, low for ball one. Again, you see the wind 16 miles per hour out towards the first base side. You've already kind of see that play a little bit of an effect with that Avery Mylock triple. That one in there for a strike. To Katie Bennett, the ACU second baseman. Talked about her a little bit. Already got on base in this one and came around and scored. Be a 1-1 pitch. Just outside for ball two.
What's so impressive about Bennett is she committed to Oklahoma State early, back when you could, still in 8th grade. She decided to walk away from the sport for 18 months, started last February at Commerce, Texas A&M Commerce. 4 days later, she was playing and at a good level, then transfers, of course, over here to Abilene Christian and just picks up where she left off. You wouldn't even have known she had an 18-month break from softball.
Call her the natural. That one low for ball 4, and there's going to be a walk right there. So Katie Bennett gets on base. Walk number 16 on the year for her. And in college softball, that's a good number. 16 walks on the year. That's very impressive. You got to have a really good eye, Kendra.
Certainly, she's just a sophomore, but plays so well beyond her years. And, I mean, I just can't get over the 18-month time off and then to come on and see the pitches that well.
Bennett going for 2. She is out. What a throw by Kayla Lyon behind the dish. She knows it, and that is a far throw for the second out, that is, of this inning. Look at this, Kendra.
So impressed with Kayla Lyon, the way she was able to make that powerful throw to earn the out, especially against such a quick runner like Katie Bennett.
That one chopped over to short and fielded cleanly by Estrada. Over to first. She is safe. What a job running that one out. Olivia Marble, give yourself a hand. The junior's on base with leg and 1 out.
Look at the way she connects with that, puts it perfect placement to give herself the best opportunity to get to that first base. Mentioned that she's also pretty fast as well. She's been a game changer, according to head coach Abigail Farler.
So runner on first now. Of course, Katie Bennett off the bags after that wonderful throw out. A lot of movement over at first right now, however, though, from Marble. Sammy Sheelander, the batter now, the first baseman for ACU. Watch ball one there and fouls that one back over the first base dugout for strike one. Sheelander this year had a 19 game hitting streak, that is. Very impressive numbers for her. It ended up being a 24 game on base streak. That was snapped a couple games ago. That one low for ball two.
Coach Farler loves that she hits behind Marble and Bennett. She provides that power behind the two fastest kids on the team, so it's a really great combination when she can get her bats going.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-1 pitch, that one fouled straight back. We've already seen that. You talk about that 3- and 4-hole hitter situation for ACU. Sheelander, of course, as you just talked about, and then we've already seen Avery Mylock do some damage at the plate in this game. A deadly combo right there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the third inning. And the pitch from Hosick over to short. Throw over to second. Whoa, that took her off the bag, and then they got her on the foot. Oh my gosh, Malachi Russell-Millian. What a play at second. Great awareness, gets the out. Take a look at that.
Really great work there by seeing the situation, kind of one of those odd plays, is able to get the out.
All right, well, hey, that's it for the third. We're going to number 4. Stick with us on ESPN+. Texas, a little bit of racing action going on back there, Kindred. Man, that one on the outside's got a lot of speed.
Love this thing that Abilene Christian does in between innings. Look at him go.
Yeah,
picking up some speed.
Outside of the groove running right there. Boy, that's a sweep right there if I've ever seen one. 1-1 ball game here in the fourth. ACU and California Baptist. Coy Oslin and Kendra Sheehan here at Polly Wells Field. It is hot and dry here in Abilene, 87 degrees, and we're feeling it down here on the field.
It always says, 87 degrees outside, but you got to add about maybe 5 degrees hotter when you're on the turf. Certainly not easy conditions to play in.
Pitch right there from Lena Russo outside for ball one. Kalina Burns, the first baseman, batting now for the Lancers. Got an RBI on a fielder's choice back in the first, and she reached, so it's all good for everyone. Shoots that one over on the right side and foul for strike one.
Kalina Burns, no stranger to adversity. She was previously at Iowa. She had hip surgery there, missed an entire year, so her grad degree at California Baptist. Got a chance to come home. She's from the California area, play in front of family and friends when they have their home matchups. Was looking for a big last year.
One outside for ball one. Talking about that, and she's had a great year after that. 981 the OPS for her. That's 516 when she leads off an inning. That number right there alone is outstanding. That one outside for ball three.
She's someone Coach Smith said, you just can't keep her out of the lineup. We had mentioned the depth on this California Baptist squad, especially with moving pieces around from last year. She's just one that you have to have in the lineup.
Kate Penberthy on deck right now. The 3-1 pitch from Russo. That one on the ground looks fieldable at second. The throw on to first will be way out of line. A good recovery by Avery Mylock playing back behind first base, but that throw well off, and a runner is on now.
You take a look here. Just doesn't quite turn her hips and shoulders over. Throws it well off. Lucky that it was just a base hit there.
Absolutely. A good job by Avery Mylock getting over there to first in time to cover. So runner on first now for Penberthy. Pitch right there outside for ball 1. A little bit of movement over at first, nothing cooking yet.
Penberthy is someone that head coach Mike Smith has known since she was in diapers, he told me. He went to school with her dad, Mike, so he's known the Penberthy family for quite some time.
Ooh, little trip-up play at first. Back in time. And we're going to take a minute here. Looks like Burns tripped up a little bit over. Yeah, that's that turf right there. That'll eat you up sometimes.
Credit to her for being able to get back on base, and it doesn't appear to have any injury there, but you always want to be careful with those ankles twisting on the turf.
Absolutely. Going to give her a minute here to breathe. See head coach Mike Smith out there having a conversation.
Always want to be safe rather than sorry. With the postseason coming up in just a few weeks, California Baptist already in most likely for the tournament, as we haven't run the numbers fully. They're just sitting in second, though, as well, as we take a look at the WAC standings.
Yeah, and you talk about those WAC standings. We talked about this in the Open. Cal Baptist didn't exactly have a favorable ranking in that preseason poll, and here they are, second in the conference to an outstanding team in GCU. ACU in that 7th spot right now at 16 and 26.
I'm just looking at those standings. Stephen F. Austin, Abilene Christian, both at 8 and 12. Southern Utah on the outside looking in right now, but they're at 7 and 13. A lot can happen with these final games of the regular season.
Absolutely, Kendra. It's really coming down, and that's what I love about the WAC. No matter what sport it is, we start to get to that conference tournament, pardon me. It always seems to be very competitive and really tight. Back now with Penberthy, 1-1 count. That one fouled back and over. Burns is going to stay at first. She looks okay. First base umpire Hector Torres-May gave her a little bit. Our umpiring crew, Chad Leof over at third base, Hector Torres-May at first, and Rocky Barnhill behind the bag, calling the balls and strikes. And a 1-2 pitch. One high for ball 2. Here in the heart of this GCU order, Soto on deck right now for the Lancers with a runner on first. Nobody out in this inning. And the pitch, that one chopped foul again.
A nice battle going on between Penberthy and Russo. For Russo, looking at what's to come in the lineup, getting an out here would be a good boost for her defense, as well as just her confidence continuing in this inning.
She's looked really solid so far today. Russo's 2-2 is on the ground, over at short, over to second for one, on to first, in time, double play, ACU. 4-6-3, Bennett, Paget to Shelander. What a job for ACU.
We talk so much about how offensive-minded the Wildcats are, but they've got a pretty good defense, and they know how to play behind Lena Russo. Credit to the Wildcats for being able to turn that double play and get 2 outs here.
We've got to see Katie Bennett's bat so far in this game, but hey, right there, that was a pretty good job working that glove, like you said. They've got a defensive ability behind that offense. So Penberthy grounds the double play, and here's Sydney Soto stepping back in now. Already in a 1-0 count. Soto batting .268 on the year. And the pitch. One outside for ball 2. Looks like the wind has picked up quite a bit, blowing more out true to right field away from first base. Can definitely be a factor in this ball game. Russo deals that one over to third and snagged by Lista. Over to first, Shelander's there. And the 1-2-3 inning comes back around for ACU. We're tied up at 1 here, headed to the bottom of the 4th. Stick with us on ESPN+. Welcome back to Abilene, Texas, where we're just continuing to roll through this ball game here. Coy Oslin, Kendra Sheehan here at Polly Wells Field on a warm Friday afternoon for this doubleheader. Reminder, this is a doubleheader. Game 2 will start 30 minutes after the conclusion of this first game, and Well, right now, Kendra, this one's about as close as it can get, so we may be a couple extra on this one.
You know, just 2 conference matchups remaining this one and next weekend. Abilene Christian knows that a win with this series will put them one step closer to making that postseason tournament. They just missed out on it last year. They want to go back this year.
All right, there's a pitch right there. That one is low for ball 1. And the pitch to Mylock, that one is high for ball 2.
For California Baptist, it's also about remaining strong during this final stretch. Last year, they were really close to the top, lost a few regular series matchups. They fell to that 8th spot and barely snuck into the tournament. It ended up coming down to a tie break where Abilene Christian wasn't able to get in, but California Baptist snuck in as that 8th and final seed.
Yeah, and you talk about how California Baptist has turned around, of course, under Coach Mike Smith, 2009 NAIA national champion with this program. He's kind of bounced around. 2-1 pitch here to Mylock. That one is inside or outside. That is for ball 3. Talk about Mike Smith, though. Career at CBU, pardon me. 550 and 133, Kendra. An outstanding record lifetime for him during those 2 times. And one of these guys who's done a great job as a coach is there's a 3-1 pitch high and away for ball 4, and there will be a runner on base.
Coach Smith has had a phenomenal coaching career. After he left California Baptist, he went to McNeese, 3 straight 30-plus win seasons. Then Power 5 Ole Miss came calling, and that was an incredible tenure he had there. 4 NCAA tournament appearances, a super regional round in 2017 and 19, and then came back to California Baptist. He calls it home. He grew up in San Diego.
Yeah, and you can kind of get a cornerstone of a program like him, a guy that likes the program, respects the program. Well, you could sometimes say he is what the program means. That one over to short and fielded cleanly. A tap on second. The throw over to first in time. Double play. There's a bit of a questionable call at first. It looks like a couple of people debating, but either way, it's a double play and a beautiful one at that.
Credit to California Baptist on making that play. It did look like she stopped and stumbled there a second on the throw back to first, but was able to get there in time to earn the out.
Estrada tapping second. That was a pretty effective play. That was smart movement right there. Now Riley White stepping in. 303 the batting average for her in this one. Grounded out to third back in the second inning. 1-0 count, 2 outs in the inning. The pitch, that one fouled off, almost hit Coach Farler on the foot. Bounces out into the outfield, and we're going to try it again.
Coaches know the risk when they're standing in those positions. Got to be on the lookout, head on a swivel at all times. You never know.
One the count now. White watching. And the pitch, that one high for strike 2. Effective pitching here from Hosick in this inning. Now just 1 strike away from getting out of it. Winds and deals. That one on the ground to first and fielded cleanly by Burns. She taps first, and that will be the inning. Nothing cooking for ACU. 3 up, 3 down on a beautiful double play by Priscilla Estrada. We're headed to number 5 on ESPN+. Welcome back. Seeing the ACUTV crew working hard inside to keep us going here at Pauley Wells Field. Hutton, Harris rolling everyone through it here in the 5th inning. Coy Oslin, Kendra Sheehan here, wax softball on a warm Friday afternoon in Abilene, Texas. We're knotted up at 1-1. Lena Russo back on the mound for the Wildcats.
One thing I love about Abilene Christian is the student productions. They give their students an opportunity to have hands-on skills going into this field, camera work, doing the replay, everything in the control booth. It's been really impressive, and they put on a great production.
Strike 2 right there. Yeah, no, and then I got my start here. Always thankful for the opportunities I've been given here, and always an outstanding production, high quality stuff at all times. Hey, you know me. 0-1 pitch chopped over to third, snagged by Lista, throw to first. What a throw. Sheelander is there, and the first out will be 5-3.
Lista showing a little bit of hops there, reaches up, makes the play, and then an incredible throw cross field to get that out at first.
So Russo retires a batter very quickly. Martinez now the batter for the Lancers. First pitch to her, that one chopped over to short immediately. Throw over to first will be in time. Paget was there for the out on the 6-3 putout.
Been really impressed by the way the Abilene Christian infield has come forward, moving 2 balls and then able to make those quick, efficient throws to earn the outs.
Malachi Russell Millen will be the batter now, the junior, stepping back in with 2 outs in this inning. Pitch to her, that one is in there for a strike. 0 for 1 on the day for her so far, batting a .316 average this season. Started in 31 games so far, counting this one.
Lena Russo is showing that confidence inside the circle today.
That one shot over. What a snag. Oh, my. Sammy Sheelander, show him what you're about. Snags one at first. What a quick inning of work for Lena Russo and her girls. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th, knotted up at 1 apiece. Welcome back. Beautiful view of the heart of Abilene Christian University here in Abilene, Texas. 1-1 apiece. Cal Baptist ACU here at Polly Wells Field in Kendra. That was a quick top of the inning. We're back here at the bottom, and we're going to see Presley Hossack, who's looked solid since that first inning.
Certainly, Abilene Christian doing exactly what they need to do on defense to put themselves in a position to string some hits together, get the bats hot, and maybe get something going here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
It'll be the bottom chunk of the order for ACU. Hoffman, Lista, and Pageant stepping in now, and here's Katrin Hoffman awaiting the first pitch. 0 for 1 on the day, struck out in the 2nd inning looking. And the first pitch to her is in there for a strike. Hoffman this season, .244 the average, leading off at 111. Not exactly too high a numbers for her, but ACU, it's kind of getting to that point in the ballgame, Kendra, where you got to get something going. That one was ripped over to left field, but very clean fielding opportunity in left field for Borkowski.
Yeah, you mentioned getting something going, and Katrin, unfortunately wasn't able to do it for them, but she's gotten her groove back. You see those numbers a little bit lower than some of the other teams. That's because she struggled a lot with inconsistencies early on. She kind of found her rhythm again late in the season, so I don't expect her to let this get her down and come back in the lineup strong.
We'll talk about that as Miranda Lista watches one and swings at it for strike 1. You talk about that, like I said, you've got the bottom of the order here, and you want to get something going, but of course these girls have a lot of pride in the fact that they're here this late in the season, playing in a big series like this for ACU. Of course, talk about how that can bring out the great players in great games, but also that can bring a lot of pressure to a player.
It certainly can, but you just have to take it one pitch at a time. You get something going here at the bottom of your lineup, then you get Katie Bennett back up, Olivia Marble, a chance to really bring in some RBI.
Absolutely. That one is into right field, a base hit for Lista. She runs it out to first, and we got a runner on here in the bottom of the 5th. ACU gets one on.
You talk about players needing to step up. Lista's been so solid on defense, and they've just been working at trying to get the most at-bats. A great swing there down the first baseline to put her team in good position early on. Could be a momentum changer for the Wildcats.
Absolutely. You talked about it, that ACU, the top of the lineup's coming right now, and Skylar Paget stepping in now. The senior shortstop, saw her make a couple good glove plays here in the top of this inning, and she watches one outside for ball 1, that is. Paget batting .225, 0 for 1 in this ball game. That one is outside and low, and it'll be a strike. Paget flew out to left field in foul territory back in the 3rd inning. That was her only at-bat of the day so far. The 1-1 pitch to her is low. A lot of movement over at first with Lista.
Paget's a great player to be in this 9-hole. She can do a great job getting her team in good position to turn that lineup over. Coach Farler says she's one of the most vocal leaders on this team.
One low for ball 3. Of course, very ominous ball 3. Katie Bennett on deck. That's not something you want to see in this count. ACU out hitting the Lancers 5-2 right now. 3-1 pitch. That one shot to second, fielded cleanly over to short, back to first. Not in time. They'll take the out at second, though, Kendra. Malachi Russell-Millen got it over to second quickly.
A great swing there, just right up the middle, though. Is able to get the out at second, just not fast enough to get it at first, and that's just a credit to what Paget is all about and her speed as well in that 9-hole.
Yeah, we saw Russell-Millen make a great play at second earlier in the ball game. She's got a good glove also over there. Seeing these two teams, Kendra, they've really brought their A-game to this game so far. 1-1 here in the 5th. Who would have thought with these two offenses?
You know, it comes down to the end of the season. Both teams want that spot in the postseason, fighting for critical buys for California Baptist and fighting to get into the tournament for Abilene Christian, because once you're in, you never know what can happen, and you never know who can be hoisting up that trophy at the end of May.
Absolutely. That's the fun of college athletics. Bennett trying to make something happen. She's reached twice. Over to short. That one is a tough hit. Throw over to second will be in time for the out. They get the force at second. That's going to end the inning here. What a play at second and a good fielding by Priscilla Estrada. We're headed to number 6, tied up at 1. Welcome back to Abilene, Texas. 1-1 ball game. Coy Osler and Kendra Sheehan here at Polly Wells Field. It's been, I don't want to say not an exciting ball game, but it's been a pitcher's duel. And for people that like that, this has been an absolute stellar one so far here in Abilene, Texas. You got Lena Russo on the mound for the Wildcats, Kendra. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run not earned, though. 3 strikeouts for her in just 64 pitches through 5. First pitch from her is chopped foul, but it's going to, or chopped into a bunt. Rolls foul on the left side, and it'll be a strike 1.
Russo has done a great job taking control of this ball game. Gave up 1 run in the top of the 1st, and sometimes that can shake a pitcher. Not for Russo. She's settled in and has been absolutely commanding during this game.
Absolutely. She's looked great, Kendra. I've been really impressed with some of the movement she's had on some of her pitches. Really hard ones to hit, as that one is low for ball 1. Borkowski's the batter for the Lancers. .399 the average for her right now. First inning, she struck out looking, and in the 3rd, she grounded out to short. 0 for 2 day for her. 1-1 pitch from Russo. Outside for ball 2, and a really good take from Borkowski.
Borkowski trying to mix up her approach. We saw that bunt early on. Trying to do a little slap hitting as well here. Trying to do something to get the head of Lena Russo over there inside the circle.
Yeah, Cal Baptist has had a hard time doing that today. Shows bunt, but pulls back the 2-1 pitch. Trying to get a slap hit there, and that one is also a ball. 3-1 count now for Borkowski. This year, she's got just 6 walks to 22 strikeouts. She's got to be feeling pretty good about this at bat. Trying to get her a walk here. Estrada, the batter, on deck. The 3-1 pitch. Shows bunt and drops it, and it rolls foul. And we're going to try it at 3-2 now. Taking a look at this one, Kendra. Just, I mean, rolled foul.
It's a really close one, just rolls over, but she knew what she was doing, trying to bring in that 3rd baseman so she can get over to first. Just wasn't enough that time.
Just a little bit too much on it. Gonna try a 3-2 now, full count. The pitch. Chops that one up. Mylock's there and snaps it. First out of the inning is a pop-up behind home plate and a really good at-bat, though, for Borkowski.
Borkowski's a fighter. She's not an easy out, so that's just a credit to Lena Russo and what she's been able to do during this game so far.
You said it, a two-hitter for Russo through 5 1/3. Trying to work the top half of this Lancer order. Estrada steps in now, the shortstop, who talk about it a little bit during the break. You and I went back and forth. She has been stellar over at shortstop in this game.
Certainly. I mean, what she's been able to do, in the batting lineup all year has spoken for itself, but the infield, making those defensive plays, have been such a game changer for the Lancers.
Say it. She's batting .285 as she fouls one off on the left side, and it rolls to the wall for a very long strike right there.
Estrada, someone who set the Division I hits record last year, has focused so much on her defensive game and has become such a well overall player.
A junior out of Riverside, California. Watching the 1-1 delivery. And takes a strike up the middle. It's 1-2 now.
She's got 6 siblings, 2 sisters that played softball at the collegiate level, so I'm sure there was a lot of backyard softball played in the Estrada household growing up.
Those aren't the games you want to walk into, I'm betting. 1-2 pitch, that one shot over, and what a snag. Absolutely wonderful. Miranda Lista is there for the snag. Man alive.
What an impressive defensive play by Miranda Lista. Outstretches her body fully to make the grab. Was able to read that so quick off of the bat of Estrada and make a big out there.
And we're watching Lista over at third. She's playing it off like that was nothing. Having a good time right now. Pitch up the middle for a strike. We're seeing Kayla Lyon back batting now for the Lancers.
The more fun you have out there, the looser you play. Yeah. Certainly showing off for the Wildcats there. Big smile.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the best part about softball. Everyone's always having a good time. 0-1 pitch. That one fouled off on the right side for strike 2. You want to talk about Lena Russo. We've talked about the numbers, but hey, let's talk about this inning. She's had a very slow approach to her pitches. She's kind of taking her time up there on the mound, and it looks like it's working for her. Of course, we had a couple innings there, only about 5 minutes long, or half innings, that is. So she was rolling there for a minute, but kind of slowed down here a bit and has been able to keep that aggressiveness. 0-2 pitch. Fouled off on the right side. We're going to try it again.
That's a huge credit to Lena Russo because at this point, all the batters have come through the lineup and been able to see firsthand the type of pitches that Russo has. So she's been doing a great job mixing it up, continuing to keep batters on their toes, taking that slower approach, maybe getting in the head of the Lancers a little bit, and still commanding that circle.
0-2 pitch to Lyon. She does not get the call, and you heard the displeasure from the crowd on that one. Very, very interesting call. On the 1-2 now. Very tight situation. Of course, that's going to build the intensity no matter what when you're one strike from getting out of the inning. She's going to try it again. 1-2 pitch. That one is hit out into center field. A very slow hit to Olivia Marble for the last out of the inning. Lena Russo looks good. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. Stick with us on ESPN+. Welcome back to Abilene, Texas. It's a 1-1 ball game. Lancers and Wildcats here at Polly Wells Field. And while we've seen quite an interesting game, it's very low-scoring effort from these two teams that we expected to probably see a little bit more runs on the board, but these two pitchers have looked stellar.
It's been quite the pitching duel today, in a great position for Abilene Christian with Olivia Marble up at the plate. Coach Farler said she's having a breakout year. She was good last year, but this year she's just changed everything for her. She broke the single season individual record, 14 doubles on the year. She's someone that can potentially get a good start for the Wildcats here.
First pitch right here. That one is outside for ball one. Yeah, Kendra, you talk about that they came into this game second and fourth in the WAC in runs scored per game, and here we are sitting at 1-1 here at the bottom of the sixth. Pretty crazy game so far, and Olivia Marble stepping in now, the center fielder, pardon me, not the center fielder, that is. Watches one outside for ball two. Marble in this ball game, 1 for 1. Got herself in a sac hit in the first and a single in the third. Batting .388 on the season. Watches one in there for a strike on a wonderful pitch from Hosick.
Hosick's another one that really settled in after that first inning, gave up that RBI triple the bottom of the first, and ever since then has looked so solid.
And when you tell the story of this game, I think you've got to look at that RBI triple, and of course it tripped up Maya Martinez out in right field, but a good recovery from her gets it back in time before Mylock can score, and now in a 1-1 ball game, that play looks even more important here late in the game.
Absolutely. It's all about the little things because you never know how it pans out. Certainly could be a different ball game had that play not been made.
2-2 is on the ground to short, and hey, guess who it is? Priscilla Estrada over to first in time, and another quick out here in this ball game.
Practicing on the turf fields for those infielders certainly has paid off. Head coach Mike Smith doing a great job realizing that Abilene Christian has that all-turf field because Priscilla Estrada has not missed a beat this game.
It's again game one of a doubleheader here today. Next game will be 30 minutes after the final whatever, I guess, of this game, out, run, whatever it would be here in this very close ball game. Of course, softball always fun with these Friday doubleheaders. You can decide a series in one day, and we talk about these two teams. So far this year, Cal Baptist has won 4 of 7 conference series compared to just ACU has won 1 of those conference series this year. A 1 pitch is high for ball 1.
When you look at the story of Abilene Christian, they have suffered so many injuries throughout this season. A few of them season-ending injuries, but the rest just kind of lingering issues as you kind of face the end of the regular season.
1-1, what a snag. Priscilla Estrada again. I got to tell you what, she can cover all of that. She can cover all of that short hole right there with no questions asked.
Priscilla Estrada has been absolutely dynamite at the shortstop position, churning double plays, making incredible grabs, fielding the ball cleanly, you name it, she's done it. Huge factor for the Lancers defense here.
So that one sets down Sheelander, and now Mylock stepping in, who has been, well, I guess the difference maker for ACU right now, keeping this one tight at 1 apiece. Of course, we talked about that triple that could have been more problem, but here she is now in the box. 264 the average for her. She wanted to offer it that one for a minute, but holds back, and it'll be ball 1.
Avery Mylock is such a power hitter, too. She leads the team in home runs with 6 already on the year, so she's not afraid to go for it, but also knows where to hit the gaps in order just to string some hits together.
Watches that one outside for ball 2, and the top of this ACU lineup, we've talked about them quite a bit. You got to give Cal Baptist a bit of credit here. They've done a good job of silencing the top of this order. The 2-1 is shot up into center field. Sydney Soto is there in time, and that will be the inning. We're headed to the top of the 7th, still tied up on ESPN+. Welcome back to Abilene, Texas. Taking a look at Polly Wells Field on senior weekend here in Abilene, Texas. So far in this one for Cal Baptist, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors for them. And for the Wildcats, 1 run on 5 hits and no errors for them. And it's been quite the pitching matchup we've seen between these two starters as see Lena Russo taking the mound so far for her. Kendra, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 unearned run, and 3 strikeouts. She's looked great.
She's doing a phenomenal job coming in with a 4.49 ERA, competing against California Baptist, who can get the bats hot. As a team, they're batting just under 300. So to keep the Lancers as quiet as she has done has been so impressive.
And she's coming in here averaging just under 10 pitches an inning, Kendra. That is an impressive number for her. 1-0 count now. That one in there for a strike to Burns. Of course, Kalina Burns, we saw her earlier get tripped up on first. Luckily got to stay in the ball game like we saw. That's a big bat that Cal Baptist needs. Those 32 RBIs for her this season. The 1-1 pitch. That one outside for ball 2.
Yeah, you see why you can't keep Kalina Burns out of the lineup. She's just such a powerful hitter. Look at the stance that she has. She garners so much power from the way that she's able to fully swing through the ball. When she connects, it's big time.
Yeah, and that's a big deal in softball. If you can really drive a ball, you can play for almost any team you want to. And she does a great job of that for Cal Baptist, as we've talked about over and over again. 1 for 2 on the day for her, of course. Or no, pardon me, 1 for 1. Had that fielder's choice back in the first. Big play for her that got the RBI. She swings at that one for a strikeout, though. 4th strikeout of the day for Lena Russo. Boy, what a pitch right there.
Lena Russo, my goodness. Right there, gets it on the outside, strikes out Kalina Burns. That's big time.
So 1 out already in the inning for Lena Russo. Continuing to roll through this one, and Penberthy stepping in now. The freshman pops that one up and back and foul. Penberthy 0 for 2 on the day today, batting .331 on the year. Ground out in the first and found herself in a double play in the 4th. Trying to make a little magic happen here in the 7th. The pitch. That one popped up and foul.
Penberthy comes from quite the athletic family. Her father played with the Lakers, won a championship there back in 2001, played with Kobe Bryant, and then as a coach, won a ring again in 2020. Now he's with the Denver Nuggets, where they won a national championship last year. So 3 rings for Penberthy's father.
Continuing that athletic prowess here in the WAC. This year batting .331. She's slugging .540, Kendra, which is just, this late in the year to have that number is just stellar, in 124 at-bats. As we await the 1-2 pitch from Russo. That one on the ground almost takes out Russo and rolls out into center field. So a base hit here in the 7th is on. And now a runner just a couple bags away from scoring.
Penberthy connects with that one, barrels it right down the middle, gives her time to get to first base. A great way to set up this California Baptist lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's going to be a conversation. Coach Farler coming out now to talk to her pitcher. Of course, you got Sydney Soto coming in to bat now for Cal Baptist. She had 4 RBIs in their last series versus Seattle U, someone that has done great work in the past for them, and right here in a big situation in the 7th.
Sometimes coaches go out inside the circle just to give their pitcher just a little bit of break, calm the nerves. You know, you see this is the potential last inning. You don't want to let the game get away from you. And so just calming the nerves, get 1 hit. It's not a big deal. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep that confidence. That's what Coach Farler likely is doing to Russo right now.
They're smiling, laughing up on the pitching mound right now. That's always something you want to see, of course, with a coach having a conversation. You know it's a good one. You do see someone tossing in the pen right now for the Wildcats. That's number 21, Talia Nielsen, the senior. She's throwing some pitches right now, just in case this might get a little out of hand, of course. Like we said, Lena Russo making outstanding pace, though.
One of Coach Farler's conversations when I was speaking with her before the matchup is She has been most impressed and most influenced by Lonnie Alameda, the Florida State head softball coach.
Yeah.
Just the style and the connection on the field. She doesn't know it, but she says she thinks that these players would take a physical hit for anyone. And so she's trying to instill that with this team here, just having that fun-loving energy, but also being willing to go to bat for each other and fight and grit this one out as you're looking at one more inning of play, potentially.
Soto, the batter, watches one down and away for ball one. Throw over to first. That one's going to roll out into right field, and that's trouble. Throw back in time will not be there. And there will be a runner on second now. That was a pinch runner. That's Pratt, the junior. Bobby Ann Pratt on second now. She was a pitch runner coming in that situation. So already it looks like a good call from head coach Mike Smith there with the pinch runner.
Yeah, Coach Smith knows what he's doing. That was an incredible play by him, putting Pratt in that position, and then credit to Pratt for reading the play and having the speed to get over there to second.
So runner in scoring position now as that one is in there for ball two. Of course, we talked about Sydney Soto already. She's batting .266 this season, 19 RBI for her. She bats .367 with runners on base, and now she's got one just 2 bags away from scoring. Drama here in the 7th inning in Abilene, Texas. 2-0 pitch. It's in there for a strike. One ball game. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Long hold from Russo. Winds and deals, and that one's up the middle, and it's a base hit. Coming around to score is Pratt. She is going to, no, she holds back and returns. Mike Smith makes a bold call and sends Bobby Ann Pratt back to third base. She was halfway to home. That was almost trouble there, Kendra.
Absolutely. What a great hit there to set this one up right down the middle. And then credit to Coach Smith for being a little bit more reserved on this one. And that just shows the trust he has within this lineup, that he knows that some of his other players can come in and finish the job here and not risk the potential out here.
Well, you talk about that. Sydney Soto, or pardon me, Olivia Marble, a great throw from her.
Olivia Marble really showed her arm strength there, getting the ball in position to make this out happen, or potential.
Absolutely. One-0 pitch from Russo. That one's fouled off onto the right side. Maya Avila, the batter right now, transfer from Long Island U. Product of Santa Clarita, California. Pinch hitting for the designated player, Maddie Severns. There's a bit of a pickle now, and back in time will be Pratt.
Coach Smith doing a little bit of different things with his lineup there, bringing in Avila. And, you know, she's a player that has previous NCAA experience at Long Island University. They made it to the Alabama Regional. So she's a player with veteran experience, hoping to come up clutch here.
Yeah, and batting .343 on the season and just 67 at-bats. They need a clutch bat here. 1-2 pitch. That one on the ground. They're not going to look home. Throw over to first in time for the second out of the inning. Both runners are going to stay at their spots. And this is a tight spot as can be.
Not a whole lot of room for error. That's a great play there by Lena Russo.
A great awareness. All around great awareness right there. Practice that over and over again for this exact situation. Lena Russo just 1 out away from getting out of this 2-on jam, and throws one right down the middle for strike 1. Aggressive approach here in this at bat against, pardon me, against Maya Martinez. Martinez batting .250 on the season, 211 with runners in scoring position. 0 for 2 on the day. 0-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. It's 1-1.
Martinez has to play smart here. She's a senior. She's had experience, but she knows when to wait and which ball to take as her own.
Martinez awaits the 1-1. Russo waits and winds the deal. That one chopped over to third and past the glove and past another glove. That one's going to score 1. Is it going to score 2? Yes! What an at-bat right there. Aggressive approach. Maya Martinez gets the job done. Scores Soto from second, scores Pratt from third as that one skipped past the gloves of both Miranda Lista and Skylar Pageant.
Just a great placement by Martinez. Gets it right past the glove of the ACU infielder. And then a few mistakes happening that allowed California Baptist to get 2 runners over the plate. And that just comes back to, and credit to, Mike Smith and the way that he aggressively approached this inning.
Yeah, and that's one of those, that's a turf play. We talked about this early on. When you hit a ground ball on this turf, it can take some odd bounces. And right there, you saw that one eat up Miranda Lista and Skylar Pageant. So a pretty tough deal right now for ACU. It's a 3-1 ball game. The Lancers are feeling great about themselves, and that call from Coach Mike Smith not to send the runner in Pratt that was comes back not to be any problem at all as they get both runs to pass, and you got another one in scoring position now. Malachi Russell Millen stepping in now.
You can see why Coach Smith has had so much success at California Baptist when they were D2, McNeese, and at the Power 5 level. He's so smart in his placement with runners, pinch hitters. To be able to get the job done here late in the 7th inning is going to be tough for Abilene Christian to come back from.
Well, you look at these late inning performance here from this team, and if you're a school like Grand Canyon, that group's got to be watching this like, man, they're going to be a problem in that tournament.
Certainly, California Baptist. Coach Smith told me, of course we want that #1 spot. Grand Canyon is such a well-coached and has so many great players within their program, but once you come to tournament time, he said they're coming to play.
Yeah, 39-10 this season are the Lopes. ACU's got them coming up next weekend. 3-0 pitch right now. And a good comeback pitch gets Russo back in the count.
And when you factor in Abilene Christian's schedule, California Baptist, then Grand Canyon, not the easiest way to end the regular season, the 1 and 2 teams in the WAC. So they certainly have their work cut out for them.
You know, knowing a coach like Coach Farlow, though, she likes that a lot. That one outside for ball 4, runners on first and second. And now with 2 outs in the inning and runners on both bags, you have the force-out play at second. And Russo right here, she's had a pretty difficult inning, but Coach Farler sticking with her guns right now. The pitch, that one is up for ball 1.
One of the things Coach Farler had talked about is their motto this season is resilience. You know, she said it's hard to develop if you don't face it. This is one of those situations. They're down 2 runs here, and they have an opportunity to fight through it and potentially, you know, get out of this inning down 2 and then make some noise in the bottom of the 7th.
Exactly. That one right in there for a strike to Borkowski. Borkowski in this ball game 0 for 3. Not a great day for her today. Still got that 396 average going for her, though. She's got to feel really good about that. 1-1 pitch, 2 outs. Fake bunt did not go, and a lot of movement on the bags right now, Kendra.
A lot of opportunity to potentially steal an extra bag or 2 if you can. You already have 1 runner in scoring position. Alleviate some of that pressure for the batter.
Big pitch, 1-2 pitch. That one is low for ball 2. The top of the 7th has been definitely the longest inning, or top of the inning in this ball game so far, and what had been a steamrolling effort from both of these sides. 2-2 pitch, that one chops foul, and we're going to try the 2-2 again. Go ahead.
Credit to Borkowski for fighting on this one as well. She wants to keep the inning alive, give her team some extra cushion.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch. In there for a strike, she rung her out. Oh my, Lena Russo, what a strikeout pitch right there, but the damage is done. 2 RBIs for California Baptist. It's 3-1 in Abilene, Texas. The Baptists. Welcome back to Abilene, Texas. A new ball game in the bottom of the 7th. California Baptist, they played 2 of them in the top of the 7th, and here we are, Kendra. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2-run ball game, and what had been just a stellar outing from both pitchers for these 2 teams, and it's coming down to the wire right here in game 1 of this doubleheader.
Credit to California Baptist and Mayor Martinez for what she was able to do at bat, driving in those 2 runs, putting the Lancers in a good position, play clean on defense, trust in Hosick, and come out of this one with a victory.
First pitch right outside for ball 1. Good take there for Rote. Emma Rote in this ball game, the right fielder. 0 for 2 on the day for her, a strikeout and a double play. 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. And a good comeback pitch evens it up at 1-1.
For Coach Farler, she says if Rote can just put the ball in play, she can get on base. She is so fast.
You talk about getting that ball in play. This is going to be a pretty big at-bat for her right now. And also you want to look back at the circle. Presley Hosick, there's a lot of pressure right now. You want to end this one good. She's had a great outing today. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 77 pitches. 1-2. That one is outside for ball 2. Defensive notes for CBU. They're going to send back Penberth to third. She did have a pinch runner for her. They substitute her back in this ball game. So no defensive changes necessarily, as that one is shot out into left field, and Borkowski is there for the first out of this inning.
Gives the Lancers a lot of confidence. Not that they didn't already have it, but especially with the way that the top of the 7th went for California Baptist. Getting that first out gives Hosick that necessary fuel to be able to finish this ball game.
So very slow first out of the inning. Riley White stepping in now, watches that one dribble away for ball 1. White in this ball game, another 0 for 2 and a big bat for ACU. Grounded out in the 2nd and the 4th. Batting .299 this year, though. 1-0 pitch from Hosick. Winds and deals. That one is outside. Close call on that one. It was a solid pitch right there. I would have swung at it for all I know. That one, very decent and inside.
Credit to Riley White for reading that one. Being more reserved there. Didn't pay off there for her, though.
Hosick gets the call inside for strike 1. Again, this was a very close ball game. Now a 3-1. And the 2-1 pitch is fouled off. Of course, 3-1 ball game now. You know, you talk about top of the inning for California Baptist. I think a big play was that throw over to first that went awry, and that gave up a base right there for the pinch runner. And that ended up being the run, the difference maker. And then they got that insurance run on the same play. That one fouled straight back at the press box. It's 2-2.
And a big play over behind the plate, being able to bring those 2 runs by kind of that fumbled catch over here to allow that second runner to come through as well.
2-2 pitch. Low for ball 3. Patient at bat for Riley White here. Not wanting to do anything too much. She wants to get on base.
This is where it's great to have a senior up at the plate. A lot of experience, doesn't let the nerves get to her.
That one chopped over. It's a base hit, and it's down. Riley White chops one into left field. Borkowski got there in time, though, before anything else could happen. Now there's a single and a runner on first now.
Impressive at-bat. Cuts that one right over to left field to be able to get that base hit. She stayed patient, fought through that one, ultimately ended up with a base hit. Great work.
Pinch hitter coming in for ACU. It's going to be Sydney Kaiser, the senior out of Pflugerville, Texas. Or pardon me, I got myself mixed up. She's on deck right now. Sydney Kaiser, that is. The batter will be the same. It will be a pinch runner. It looks like it's Isabel Martinez, the junior lefty, coming on to pinch run.
Coach Farler trying to do a little more movement with her lineup, similar to what Coach Smith did in the top of the inning. He saw success.
Yeah. And Martinez, she's got 3 stolen bases this year. Hasn't been caught yet in those 3 attempts, though. Get you a little speed over at first. It can mean a lot in this 2-run ball game. Force play at second, though. Got to remember that. The 1-0 pitch. That one bounces in. A ton of movement from Isabel Martinez over at first. Looks like they may have gotten her out. There's a lot of confusion going on right now. See Coach Farler coming out here to have a conversation with first base umpire Hector Torres-May. Bit of confusion going on right here. Let's take a look at this.
She moves off. Seems to be a little bit of confusion on all ends there as to what happened.
Coach Farler having a conversation here. That's a big out right there. So she will be out. She may have let off early. Yes. So she goes before the pitch is delivered. And that one's going to be called out. So now 2 outs now. This is an entirely new ball game. That tying run is no longer at the plate.
That's really tough. She was trying to be aggressive, left too early. And that's a huge out.
And that's just a part of those clutch situations, Kendra. You've got to have your head on straight, and sometimes you get mixed up. It's part of the game. But now a 3-0 count to Hoffman. She watches that one in there for a strike. It's now 3-1. Very confusing play there. I don't think a lot of people, even on the defensive side of things, noticed that happened. 3-1 pitch. That one is shot out into center field. Fieldable by Sydney Soto. She is there. And the Lancers take game 1 of the doubleheader here in Abilene, Texas, Kendra.
What an incredible ball game. It was so even for the most part, and then California Baptist bats got hot there, specifically Martinez, to be able to drive in those 2 runs.
It was very exciting, Kendra. I'm very impressed with what I saw from both sides in this ball game. You saw great pitching, and then you saw a great offensive effort from California Baptist to bring it back home.
Credit to Mike Smith and what he was able to do there, sort of putting the pieces together in that final inning to give them those 2 extra runs.
All right, 30 minutes away from game 2 of this doubleheader. We'll have it here on ESPN+. See you in a minute, guys.